shouldn't be able to render opinions about monetary policy?
You keep repeating something that nobody ever said. No one ever said that Trump cannot have
an opinion. Original thoughts here.
No, Scott. No one ever said that Trump can't have an opinion. The question is, should the Fed act based on that opinion? And I think it's just common sense, right? The Fed, it should be acting based on economic information and data, not anybody's opinion. Trump is not an economist, and as far as I can tell, does not even have a good grasp on how trade works, which is really problematic if he's going to then turn around and start telling the Fed how to do its job.
We don't want Donald Trump to have influence over the operation of the government.
We don't want to have Donald Trump have influence over monetary policy. That is how it has worked. That is where the confidence in this system of economics comes from.
You said monetary policy. She said DOJ, military, FBI. What were the other things?
Okay, hold on just a second. I'm going to reset because I'm going to change back to the original conversation because Scott, you are attempting to change the subject multiple times.
I'm trying to decide what the president should have influence on our government.
Sometimes I think we forget history. Let's go back to LBJ. LBJ actually flew the Fed chief down to Texas to his ranch and berated him because he was pissed off about some of his decisions.
And then what?
Let's remember.
And then what? No. And then what happened?
I want to make my point.
Finish your point.
Then
what
George
happened?
H.W. Bush.
But Shermichael, I'm going to pause you there.
Lost the election. And
what happened?
So my point is, that's not, oh my God. The point that I'm trying to make.
Shermichael, tell me what happened.
History matters here, and sometimes
it does.
Shermichael, they want him to be a figurehead. They don't want him to be the president.
Can I finish my freaking statement?
No.
I haven't concluded my thought process.
Here.
So the point is,
Shermichael,
there have been previous presidents that have had similar thought processes to the Fed as Trump. That's the simple position I'm trying to make here.
Your half-finished history lesson.
Well,
what did the Fed do after LBJ brought him down to his ranch?
To LBJ or George W. Bush.
So what is your point?
The point is, previous presidents have been of the mindset similar to Trump that I don't like the decision of the Fed chair. I would like the chair to change their particular opinion.
I am in an alternative universe here in which you guys keep telling me that I'm saying Trump doesn't deserve to have an opinion. He is a human being. He's the president of the United States. He can have whatever opinions he wants.
I said that we're forgetting history.
The question is, where is the historical analogy?
To berate or dislike the position of the Fed chair. That's my point.
Where is the historical analogy for the Fed acting on the desire of the president to behave in a particular way and doing so while ignoring economic data? Where is the evidence of that?
That's not the premise of my argument. The premise of my argument is pretty simple. We're making this as if it's breaking news that Trump has a thought process about the Fed.
You cannot bring history into this if you don't want to finish the history.
So have previous presidents.
You're not finishing the history, Shermichael.
Okay.
You can't bring it into the conversation.
What history am I forgetting here? Please inform me.
You cannot bring it into the conversation.
Why can't I?
If it is not germane.
Oh,
if the Fed did not act on that berating, then how is that a parallel?
So I don't know how I can be more clear or provide more clarity here. I never stated that the Fed, in either of the instances that I provided, acted on the thought process or advice or anger of previous presidents.
Well, great.
My point is that Trump is acting in a similar manner of previous presidents, and we cannot ignore that.
There's precedence for presidents having opinions. Thank you for that. But there is not a precedent for the Fed acting on those opinions. We got to leave it there. We are well over time, unfortunately. Charlotte Howard, thank you very much for joining us. Everyone else, stick around. Coming up next, new reporting tonight on Pete Hegseth and